In this video, we are starting on with a new chapter, that is the Mauryan Empire. It is the 9th chapter, so we are starting on with the Mauryan Empire. Let us see which are the topics. Topics of the chapter are, first of all, we will read about the sources, then about the ruler who started the Mauryan dynasty, that is Chandragupta Maurya. Then the next ruler after him who became the ruler, Bindusara, and then the next ruler, Ashoka. We will read about the Mauryan administration, the Mauryan art, and decline of Mauryan Empire. Now children, in the Indian history, with the establishment or the formation of the Mauryan Empire, a new time period started, because it was the first empire in ancient India. Now, it was also important because it was for the first time that the political unity was established in India. So, that makes Mauryan Empire very, very important. Now, let us study about the sources. So, which are the sources which helps us in understanding or knowing about the Mauryan Empire? Now children, two books, one is Indica, which is written by Megasthenes, and the other is Arthashastra, which was written by Kautilya. They are the two main sources of information about the Mauryan Empire. Now these two books, the first one is Indica. Now, Indica, it is very, very helpful because we come to know about the political and the social economic conditions of the Mauryan Empire. Then the next book, that is Arthashastra, it gives us detailed information about the Mauryan administration. It also guides the ruler, king, that how to administer their territories or the areas. Okay. Now children, before the Mauryan Empire, Nandas, they ruled over Magadha. Now the rulers of the Magadha, they were very unpopular or they were not liked by the common people. There was a Brahmin whose name was Chanakya. Okay. Chanakya was a Brahmin who was insulted and he was humiliated by the last Nanda ruler, that is King Dhanananda. Okay, Chanakya, he is also known as Kautilya. He trained a person known as Chandragupta, who was a young man of the Maurya family, in two arts. First was statecraft. It means that the art of conducting the state affairs, and the second was warfare, and that is the activities involved in a war or a conflict. So Chanakya, he trained Chandragupta in statecraft and warfare. Why? Because he wanted to take revenge from the last Nanda king, Dhanananda. Now let us study about Chandragupta Maurya. And let us study about the first ruler of the Mauryan Empire, and that is Chandragupta Maurya. So what is the ruling period of Chandragupta Maurya? It is 300 Maurya. He was the person who started the Mauryan dynasty. So let us see what is his ruling period. Chandragupta Maurya's ruling period starts from 321 BCE to 297 BCE. Now children, as we know that before the Mauryan Empire, Magadha was ruled by the Nanda rulers, and the last Nanda ruler, he was defeated by Chandragupta Maurya in 321 BCE. So underline the date. The event what you will write will be Chandragupta defeated the last Nanda king. Okay, and after defeating the last Nanda ruler, he established his rule over Magad. Or in other words, we can say that he became the ruler of Magad. After becoming the ruler of Magad, he gave attention towards Punjab. Okay, Chandragupta, he became successful in making Punjab free from the Greeks, because in Punjab Punjab area it was ruled by the Greek. So Chandragupta, he defeated the Greeks and he made Punjab a free area, or he had control over his war with Seleucus. All the areas west of Indus River, they were ruled by a Greek ruler, Seleucus. Now children, Seleucus, he was one of the generals of Alexander. He crossed the Indus in 305 BCE. But after that he was defeated by Chandragupta Maurya's army. And in this way Punjab, it became free from the Greek rule, or it became independent, and it went into the hands of Chandragupta Maurya. After this, after the war, Seleucus, he had to sign a treaty and he had to give Herat, Kabul and Kandahar to Chandragupta. Okay. After this, Chandragupta, he married Seleucus' daughter. Okay. And then Seleucus, he also sent an ambassador named Megasthenes to Mauryan court. Now children, Chandragupta Maurya, apart from this area, Punjab area, he also bought many other parts of northern India under his control. And in this way, he was able to establish India's first powerful empire. Now he established the Mauryan Empire, as we all know that he was the person who started the Mauryan Empire. And after that he ruled for 25 years. Now after his ruling, who became the ruler? His own son, whose name was Bindusara. So let us see the ruling period of Bindusara. It is 297 BCE to 273 BCE. Now, according to the sources which are available, it is known that Chandragupta Maurya, he gave away his rule to his son, or he gave away his throne to his son Bindusara, and he adopted Jainism. Who adopted Jainism? Chandragupta Maurya. And after him, his own son Bindusara became the ruler. Now children, Bindusara, he ruled for 24 hours, okay? And just like, Bindusara, he ruled for 24 years. And he also ruled in the same way, just like Chandragupta Maurya. By having the wars with the other ruler, he expanded his territory. He also maintained a vast empire which extended or which spread up till Mysore. Okay. Now after Bindusara, who became the ruler? Ashoka. Now let us see what is the ruling period of Ashoka. It is 273 BCE to 232 BCE. Now children, let us study about Ashoka's early life. As we all know that Ashoka, he is the most famous and the most powerful Mauryan ruler, okay? And he became the ruler after his father, who was Bindusara's death in the year 273 BCE, okay? So when you will be writing the date, the event you will write 273 BCE, we'll write Ashoka became the ruler, okay? So he came to power, or Ashoka became the ruler. Now, as we all know that Ashoka, he is the greatest Indian ruler. He ruled from his capital, which was Patliputra. Now, children, when Ashoka, he became the ruler, he followed the policy of direct conquest. Conquest means war. Okay. Now he did not bear, or he did not tolerate the emergence or the existence of independent kingdom on the border of his empire. In those days, Kalinga, it was an independent kingdom. Okay. Ashoka, he attacked Kalinga in 261 BCE. And the Mauryan army, it was able to defeat the Kalinga army. Children, enrich your knowledge. Let us study something about Chandragupta Maurya's mother. Now, children, Chandragupta Maurya's mother's name was Mura, and she belonged to a tribe which used to worship peacocks. And in Hindi, peacocks, they are known as Mayur. Okay, so after the name Mayur, only the dynasty was named Mauryan dynasty. Okay, then many of the coins and the pillars of the Mauryan period, it is having peacocks engraved on them. Okay, now in the Kalinga war, both the armies, the Mauryan army and the Kalinga army, they suffered many losses. According to the information or according to the sources, we come to know that about 100,000 people, they were killed in the war. About 150,000 people, they were taken prisoners. So, all this led to a lot of misery to many women and children. Now, children, the death and the destruction which was caused in the Kalinga war made Ashoka very sad and happy and unhappy. Okay? So, it made Ashoka very sad and he became very unhappy with the consequences. This event, it became a turning point in his life. And after the Kalinga war, Ashoka decided that he would not fight any more wars. But instead of the wars, he would try and persuade the people to live in peace. So, Kalinga, after the war, it became a part of the Mauryan Empire. And for the first time in the Indian history, almost the whole of the subcontinent, it was ruled by a single ruler. Okay. Now, after the Kalinga war, Ashoka, he changed his policy. Digvijay, which means the policy of conquest, it was replaced by Dhamma Vijay, which is known as the victory of Dhamma, or it is also known as Dhamma Ghosha.